Let's learn about or review the order of operations. And when we talk about the order of operations, we're really referring to the order in which different operations are carried out when we're doing our calculations. So calculators are also programmed to follow this particular order. And so we want to be very careful when we're doing our order of operations. Sometimes we'll just put things in the calculator and forget to enter with parentheses. And we have to remember that parentheses are going to tell us that that's actually going to have to go first. So for example, the most common little acronym to use is called PEMDAS because every letter in there pretty much stands for the order in which we want to do things. Sometimes I've heard you make up a little sentence to go with it. Commonly, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. But nonetheless, we still need to know how to do it, whichever trick you want to learn to remember it. So the first thing is that if we have parentheses, we're always going to start there. So I call it like working on the inside first, like the inside of the parentheses. Exponents will have to always be taken care of as well. And then multiplication and division would be next. And these are really treated equally. So it doesn't matter which one occurs first, but you just follow it in order from left to right. And so addition and subtraction, finally, the same thing. Once again, you can just add and subtract as long as you're doing it kind of from left to right. You want to follow that order. So we're going to look at a few examples. This is the first one. So I'm going to put this down a little bit so we can make sure you see our order of operations. So if we have any parentheses, we can take care of that. So that's right here. And then we can do exponents as well. And then we're going to see and check if we have any multiplication and division after we do that. So sometimes if you just do one step at a time, your work will start to kind of look like a funnel until it, comes down to the final answer. And so that's actually a good way to start and practice to make sure that you're getting all your steps. So do it slow until you pick up some speed when you have the accuracy down. So the next line, because we're going to do the parentheses first, 6 plus 2, I'm going to replace that with an 8. But then I'm going to rewrite the whole expression each time. So you'll see what I mean by it. It will create a funnel. So this just is just going to be applying one step at a time. So there are no more parentheses. So then we're going to go to exponents. So this is a term that has an exponent, right? 3 to the second power. So we know that's 3 squared, which is 9. So our next step, we're just going to replace that with a 9. Okay, so didn't really get too much smaller there, but it eventually will kind of end up down to just one number. So now we're going to say, well, do we have any multiplication or division? And we do, right? We have this one and we have this one. So we're going to work left to right. So since this is the first one that we see, we're going to replace 8 times 9 with 72. And then I'm just going to rewrite the other terms. Okay, next, do we still have any multiplication or division? We have another one right here. So this actually has to happen before the subtraction. So we're going to look at, you can think of it as -4 divided by 2, or you can think of it as 4 divided by 2, which, and then put it there, and that negative will still be there. So in any case, you're going to get a 72 minus 2. And then when we subtract 2, since that's all that's left, your answer is just going to be a 70. All right, now look at the second one, number 2. So we'll do the same thing, but we can go a little bit quicker. So parentheses, you can see you have the 2 plus 1. So we're just going to rewrite everything else. But we're going to replace 2 plus 1 with 3. And you see, it is in parentheses, but I don't need to put the parenthesis there anymore once you finish and do the operation and get an answer. Now, we've got division and we've got multiplication. So we're going to take care of this one first. 15 divided by 3. We'll replace that with a 5. And then we have multiplication, so that goes before the addition. So we'll leave the 5 plus, and then 7 times 3 will be replaced with 21. And then finally, you can add those together. So we're going to get 26. Okay, let's look at number 3. Do the same thing. We'll do parentheses first. So I'm going to rewrite everything else. 3 plus 2 is 5. Now I'm going to do my exponents. So 2 squared is 4. Now I'm going to do the multiplication that is in the middle. So 6 times 5 is 30. And then left to right, I get 34 minus 4. And then finally 30. And then the last example over here, we're going to replace the 4 minus 2 with a 2. Then we're going to divide 8 divided by 2 and replace that with a 4. And now we'll multiply the 4 times the 3, and then we'll add in the 5. Okay, so there's a few examples. So now you just want to practice, and of course, the expressions can get much more complicated. They can be longer. They can contain really large numbers, really small numbers. So I kind of put a statement down here just to let you know that once you know the rules, they're always going to be the same. So it doesn't matter if you're going to bring in fractions or decimals, or even if you have like rational exponents, like the exponents are fractions. Um, so the numbers can be really big. You just have to be extra, extra careful. And another thing is, especially if you're typing in your calculator, anytime you have a fraction, so like let's say you have 3/4, you want to make sure you put parentheses around that number and when you're entering in your calculator so that it treats it as one number when it's doing all of the calculations. Okay, so that's a good overview for you for order of operations. So you want to find lots of practice and once again become proficient. So good luck with all of your practicing.